I'm going to teach you how to make a green smoothie. So for years and years, I always try to incorporate multiple servings of greens into my day, especially when I'm on a health kick, which I go on and off. And the best way to do this is green smoothies. For years and years, I would try to make green smoothies, and they would end up like a mush of like pieces of spinach or kale or whatever I was putting in. It was like really gross. And eventually I found a source which taught me how to make the correct way to make a green smoothie. So with a regular blender, you don't need a Vitamix. I think most of the time they'll be like, you need a Vitamix to make a really good smoothie. That's not the case. You just have to know the right order of ingredients. So the trick is you want to blend the greens first. So I put about like a half or so of water in here, and I'm gonna put as much spinach as I can actually handle because you always want the most greens possible. And I'm just using a magic bullet, and it's an old magic bullet at that, so just kind of. All right, and you see that? It's perfectly blended. It's not chunky or anything like that. And by the time we get the fruit and the stevia in, you won't even be able to taste it. A lot of times I put protein in, but as this is allergen-friendly cooking, I have a whey sensitivity and a casein sensitivity, which are two of the very common proteins that they'll have. I also have an albumin sensitivity in eggs, so I use gelatin when I do. Gelatin isn't a complete protein, it's actually missing tryptophan, but spinach and kale both have adequate amounts of tryptophan to make it a complete protein. So that's typically what I use, but you can use whatever you want. But today I don't have any protein on me, so I'm just gonna kind of skip that section. So I like to put in some stevia. Stevia is a natural herb, and it actually is basically shaped in a way that our body can't bind with it. So it's not like those artificial sweeteners that have all those negative side effects and are really bad for you. It's actually, your body, you can taste it, but your body can't really process it. It just kind of goes right through you. Because I'm using fruit, I don't really need a ton, so I'm gonna put in about 6 drops in. And this is a different kind of stevia than I normally use, so it was a little bit more of a spray than a drop. And then I like to use frozen fruit. So today, a lot of times I use peach mango. Today I decided to mix things up and go for peach and raspberry. But if you use frozen fruit, you don't have to use ice, which makes it really nice when you're actually blending the smoothie. Because the fruit acts as the ice, and that makes it less watered down. So there's my peaches, and here's my raspberries, and normally, like I said, I use peach mango, but having different colors is always better. So we got green, we got like a yellowish orange, and we got red. The beauty of the magic bullet is whenever you're done processing it, you can just drink it right out of the cup. So it really pares down on the dishes that you have to do. I know I don't actually have a dishwasher in my house. Blend for a decent amount of time. That's kind of the trick, is you don't want to take it out of the blender too soon. So I'm actually just going to kind of feel it out and see. It looks pretty blended, so I think it's probably good. And just kind of let it settle. This is actually pretty thick. It's not exactly green. It's a more purple or brown, which might make it look kind of gross, but tastes good. It's not very liquidy, so you gotta give it some time. I'm gonna get a spoon. You can just stir it up, and you wanna eat smoothies right away. You don't want to let them sit, or else the water will kind of settle out, and it doesn't really work very well. So you want to enjoy them kind of immediately. And this one probably could use a little more water, but still good. Tastes very raspberry, which I like. And again, you can't, even though the spinach is in there, you really can't taste it. And so it's a great way, nice, easy way to get a breakfast on the go. If you have a magic bullet, you can just take the lid with it too. So I know I'm always going to school in the morning, and a lot of times if I don't have time to eat breakfast, I can just grab this and put it in the car, and it has a lid that comes with it. So I don't really have to worry about what I do with the cup after. I can just kind of leave it in there and then wash it out that night. But yeah. There you have it, how to make a smoothie with Sam's Vitamix.